So very good morning, everyone. Namaste to everyone. So we had got a request on the group to speak about how to handle confrontation. How many of you think that you actually have problem handling confrontation? And how do you define confrontation? I see smiles on the group. I want to understand, how do you define confrontation? What does confrontation mean to you? Can people put it on the chat? What does confrontation mean to you? Because in this much time, we will understand it, we will clear it. So tell me, what does confrontation mean to you? We all handle confrontation at some point in life, whether we want it or we don't want it, right? There are times we are in argument, we are in disagreement with it. So confrontation means, Pradnya says, speaking your truth. Then Vijay is saying accusation and confrontations are misunderstood. People accuse in the name of confrontations many a times. Okay. What else? What does confrontation mean to you? Apart from this, is everyone else is saying that they don't have any problem with confrontation? Isn't it that there are times we think that we want to say something to someone, but there is a fear of getting into an argument? And majority time, what I hear from my clients is that नहीं बोलना है, घर की शांति ही बिगड़ जाएगी. क्यों बोले घर की शांति बिगड़ जाएगी? ठीक है, वो जैसे चलता है ना, ऐसे चलने दो. And many times people say कि अरे ये गलत हो रहा है, like I know ये गलत हो रहा है, लेकिन वो हिम्मत ही नहीं होती है वहां पर जाकर बोलने के लिए. How many of you think that you also have ever felt it? If you have felt it, then say yes. I want to see. Guys, open your screens because the talks we do is for you. So the group may have, somebody has written, when you want to express an opinion that is in conflict with or is different from what another has expressed, yes. So that is confrontation. But how many of you feel that you have a problem when you require to confront someone and something? Because you want to ask them, like, why did you do something in a particular way? Why did it happen in a particular way? Right? Is anyone who feels they have problem in confrontation, or everyone feels they're very sorted, they know how to confront? Yeah. Your smile speaks that probably you all know how. Okay, one person said it's a problem. I thought, like, if it is not a problem, in today's session we can cancel because nobody has a problem. Then there is no need to talk about it. There are no releases only if you don't have a problem, right? Yes, Pradnya would like to speak something.
So, Sangeeta ji, what I feel is that if I confront people, I might end up losing them. That's the fear.
Where does it come from?
I feel that in my life, I have lost many friends, relationships because I have spoken the truth. Probably the way it was said, that was not right way, right tone. But I feel confrontation is definitely an issue.
So the way in which it was said was not right. So the way in which it was conveyed from you, you feel it was incorrect.
Probably it was incorrect, or I was at that point of time not aware of how to say it in a right way. But now also I feel that there are things at times I mess up. I mess up.
So the first thing is, majority people think confrontation is fighting. Confrontation is fighting. Confrontation is argument. Confrontation will lead to a lot of the hot energy where people will feel like kya ho gaya? And out of that fear, it's like, if you're bitten by a dog, the next time, the minute you see a dog, like there is sweating, palpitations, and the fear starts. Similarly, with confrontation, also, this happens many times. What we don't realize is that more than the words being spoken, because our disagreement is in a particular action of theirs, right? But it is not about we going and proving our point to them. It's about we sharing our perspective to them. Is that making sense to you all? When I go with the thought process of I am sharing it, then it is very different than me saying that you are wrong and I'm right. Confrontation is not the fight of right and wrong, because what is right for you may be wrong for them. What is wrong for you may be right for them. But two people can have different perspective about something. But right and wrong is an argument where there is no ending to it. Because what you think is right and wrong, somebody else also thinks in a different way. Can we put everybody on the mute, please? Yeah. So before I read, so I'll just read this point also. Neha says confrontation at workplace becomes tricky, considering it's more about long-term perception and not so much about keeping the peace. Please do guide. Okay. Many a times opposite person take it as an offense. Okay. I would just like to share one story. Like when I learned healing, and I think for me it was a divine plan. So it just happened. I have just learned, and people just started coming to me from different corners telling me, will you come and give a talk? Will you come and give a talk? So a friend of mine gathered few people at her place, and I'm talking about probably 2007. She gathered a few people, and she called a very renowned master, a guru who teaches all gurus. Like Jainism, there are a lot of Maharaj Sahib and Masati. So like the guru who would actually go and teach them. So technically very sound with the philosophy, very, very sound with it, because he's teaching them. So he has learned it like you can't, it's like you're talking to a scientist and you can't speak a word here and there. So she arranged and she did everything. And then suddenly, she called me the previous day, next day morning was, it was at her place. She said, I think I should cancel it. I'm very, very fearful. I said, what happened? She said, no, I know him, he is so knowledgeable. But because of his knowledge, now he can't listen to people. And if he thinks that the opposite person is in disagreement with his philosophy of what he believes in and what he teaches and what he preaches, he can insult you in front of 100 people. He will not think what he is doing. He can insult you and he will speak to you in a very rude way. And I don't want that at any given point of time, he insults you and the situation becomes very negative. It's at my place. So now I'm very scared because I've called all renowned people there. And, I still have a day's time to give a reason and cancel it out. I'm like, what is your fear? They said, yeah, he's too knowledgeable. And what if he is in disagreement with you? तो वो कॉन्फ्रंटेशन और आर्गुमेंट हो जाएगी और वो मुझे चाहिए नहीं, वो तो गुस्सा करके आपको इंसल्ट करके इधर ही विल वॉक आउट और ही विल टेल यू टू वॉक आउट. Is that like angry? I just told her one thing. I'm very happy that he has so much knowledge, and I'm not in argument with what knowledge he has. I do not claim that I have understood Jainism so much that I can argue with him. I'm just going to share what life has taught me and what I have understood. This is my perception of life. This is what I am sharing. And at any given point of time, I am not in any argument of saying that what I am saying is the only thing which is correct and what you are saying is wrong. At any given point of time, a different theory doesn't mean that my theory is right and your theory is wrong. Both of us may have our own theory, and if like he has more understanding of it about subconscious mind, I will be very delighted to understand it from him. The stage will be given to him. I'll be very, very happy there. And she said, are you sure? I said, I'm 100% sure about it. So the minute, Pradnya, my thought process was not about confrontation and proving my point to someone. When I started, he was the one who did not allow anyone else to speak in between. He was, on the contrary, at my side. So his nature was like, anyone will ask, he will get so angry and he'll say, समझा रही है ना? Like, will you keep quiet? इतने अच्छे से वो समझा रही है ना? Listen to her. She has a lot to say. And I am like, Acha, is this what is actually happening? Because from what I had understood about him, in fact, he sent a lot of people to me. He sent so many people that, I think you are the one who will be able to help them out. And when, I was preparing my past life manual, I went to him that I want to learn it from you. He said, you know everything. I said, I don't know. He said, नहीं मुझे पता है, आपको तो सब पता है. So I'm just saying, a lot gets reflected when you are communicating it with the other person. It begins from what thought process you have gone to them. If you go to them with a sense of proving your point to them and arguing and telling them you are wrong and I'm right, for sure, it is the fight about right and wrong. And in Creator's definition, nothing is right and wrong. Our perceptions can be different. And then when you say it, it's not. Now, second thing, when it's an argument of right and wrong, what we are doing is automatically our body comes and we get triggered. We get triggered, we lose our own control, we get angry, and that's how we communicate. Now, when you speak with anger, as Pradnya rightly said, I probably did not say it in the right fashion. Either your tone is high, you will use some words which you should not have spoken, and like an arrow, it hurts someone. So you actually invoke people's defenses or their fight mechanism. Now, either they want to give it back to you, like they feel you have punched them right on the face, and either they will go and protect and hurt you, and they are in a denial to listen to you, or they will want to punch back to you. And then, you punched once, they punched twice. Now you want to punch thrice, then they want to punch. And it's it remains now. Next time I see you, I'm going to punch you. Now it's all about you punch me, I punch you. You punch me, I punch you. The confrontation is nothing else than two people in disagreement at some point for one thing. And it is absolutely fine whether in family, with friends, or whether it is at the workplace, to speak about it without thinking that I am right and without being righteous about it. Because probably when you actually be a listener and listen to others' perspective, listen, not hear. We make the mistake of hearing them out. Listen to them, putting yourself in their perspective. Probably you speak from a place of kindness and people listen to you. They understand your emotion. Another thing, so this is 90% of the time what happens. 10% of the time, there is actually a physical, mental, emotional, or sexual abuse happening. And the other person needs to confront. Now, this confrontation is very different than the previous one I'm talking about. Majority time in this case, people are unable to speak up or unable to do anything because probably in their childhood or when they were still operating from subconscious mind, they have seen when people question as a very negative thing. Whenever they question something, they were being abused for it. So what they understand is that this is wrong. So either they could not give it back at that time. So now the minute they find somebody inferior, when I say inferior, like, where they feel they can control. Now they want to control the entire world. So they would come back and they will become either abusive in that relationship or they will be frozen, numb, and fearful. They can be both as well. There are times you get frozen and numb. There are times you become abusive. And this actually leads to multiple personality disorder, bipolar, MPD. That all like begins here. And then you feel like, at times I'm not in my control. Because probably it's coming from the childhood memory and the trauma which is not ever being cleared. Any trauma that you have witnessed has the same impact as you yourself have gone through the trauma. Now, for some child, even parents in an argument also is a trauma. For some, it's actually physical fight. For some, it's actually somebody physically hitting. But if we think that, argument happens in every house, it differs from person to person. It can still be so toxic for them. So what they require to do is actually, they should actually consider taking help, take a session and get that released. Because there will always be a time where you are in disagreement with someone. And if you do not learn how to put across your point to someone and the communication skills doesn't improve, then the life is hell. Is all the time you are either living in fear or you are constantly giving fear to someone. So either you are not happy, somebody else is not happy, and life just continues like that. We will very quickly go through some B rounds. And if we can't finish the topic now, we will probably take it next week. You guys will tell me whether you feel sorted or you don't feel sorted. It's 9:20. We will just quickly do it. Is everyone ready for it? If you had any problem with confrontation, put it on the chat. I can take it. Yeah. Everyone knows how to do balanced emotional empowerment technique. You can take any hand of yours. You can tap it. You can rub it. When I will ask you, you will put both your hands on your chest. You will close your eyes, breathe in through the nostril with your closed eyes, breathe out through your mouth. If we require to tap the thymus point from your neck, like this are the 4 fingers, this is your thymus point. If we require to tap, and if I'll tell you, tap on your thymus point. Are you all ready? So before I start, in your mind, ask yourself on the frequency of 0 to 10, where 0 is no fear of confrontation and 10 is maximum fear of confrontation. At what level you fear confrontation? You think मेरी किसी के साथ argument हुई, झगड़ा होगा, I will lose people, I will lose my job, घर में से शांति चली जाएगी, ये होगा, whatever you feel, remember you put yourself for that number and we will start working. Everyone, you remember your numbers and we will clear it. Okay? So let us start tapping and say, although I really fear confrontation. जब मुझे लगता है कोई गलत कर रहा है और मुझे जाकर अपनी बात बतानी है उनको, फिर भी कुछ एक डर सा लगता है. I know I'm supposed to do that and I should, but I'm unable to do that and I really don't know why. What childhood experience of mine is blocking me from being able to speak and share my view to someone? I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. I still choose to deeply and completely heal and integrate that part of me. Although I do not know what is this fear, but on the frequency of 0 to 10, where 0 is no fear of confrontation and 10 is the maximum fear of confrontation, probably I feel this fear right now on the frequency of whatever your number is, say that number. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although we all are born with our birthright to be able to speak what we feel. We know that the perceptions of life and understanding of life will always be different for different people. The way in which I feel that I can have a different thought process, I don't know unknowingly where I get into the disagreement that people also can have a different thought process. जैसे मुझे लगता है कि ये मेरी सोच है और सामने वाला समझ नहीं रहा है, तो वो भी इतनी ही हकीकत है कि सामने वाले की सोच अलग है और उन्हें लगता है कि मैं उनको समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ या पा रही हूँ। बट यदि हम दोनों उस पॉइंट पर आते हैं जहां हमें एक दूसरे का पॉइंट प्रूव नहीं करना है, लेकिन सिर्फ एक्सप्रेस करना है, एंड वी आर बीइंग एबल टू एक्सप्रेस दैट पॉइंट and we understand that disagreement is completely agreeable in a relationship, probably life will become very easy, because then our expression does not mean anger and fight. If it is not anger and fight, there is no fear of losing or fear of what people will think about me. लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे? I do not know why do I have to be Mr. Perfect, Miss Perfect all the time. It is okay because my happiness is a bigger priority than me being perfect all the time. Because there is nothing which is perfect for in everyone's perspective. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Both the hands on your chest, 7 deep breath. Breathe in through the nostril, all the positive energy. Breathe out through the mouth, all the negative energy. Breathing in, breathing out. Allowing yourself to let go of the trauma that you may have stored in your childhood. Any childhood trauma that with confrontation you may have felt, just letting it go. And rubbing your karate chop now. Although, when I was a kid, probably I experienced physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, or probably a sexual abuse. And I could not express my feelings. I was fearful. I didn't know where to go and what to do about it. And that inner child in me is still in fear, unable to express the truth, unable to speak up, unable to say that this is how I feel. And that inner child still feels that if I speak up, it's all about fighting, and I can't. A part of me became a big rebel. A part of me really wanted to take that revenge now. A part of me is still in fear. A part of me is still completely numb and frozen. And a part of me thinks that life can never be happy. Something or the other just goes on, and you have to succumb to the situation of life. And I just lost my connection to the divine of being in joy and being happy with life. And rather than constantly focusing on the disagreement, just letting sometimes to just let go and sometimes to just forget to forgive and move on. I think I do it, but I still feel I'm very, very stuck. And I feel I just don't know how to handle life. Life, it is overwhelming for me, and that inner child is probably still crying. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me, to heal and integrate that inner child in me. Although I'm fearful of losing people. I'm fearful that nobody will love me. I'm fearful of that I will be left alone. I'm fearful of losing my job. I'm fearful that I'll not get my promotion. I'm fearful that no one will like me. I'm fearful that people will say I always fight. I am fearful that people will say she or he doesn't know how to talk. I'm fearful that people will take it as an offense if I will speak up. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Both the hands on your chest, 7 deep breath. Breathing in through the nostril, creator's understanding of expression. Breathing out through your mouth, your definition of expression. Breathing in love and light. Breathing out all that bothers you. And now just tap on your thymus point and say, change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. From sadness to happiness, from fear to being fear free, from being numb to being in flow, from fear of losing someone to in complete connection with my divine soul family and my family, bringing the connection back. Change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. From the fear of hurting someone to know that it is safe to be heard by and understood by. From fear of being misunderstood to know the divine perspective of being understood by. Change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. From an unhappy inner child to a happy inner child integrated back into me. From a rip in my aura to allowing my aura to be complete and vibrant. Change, changing, it is changed. From operating from the fear consciousness to operating from the divine consciousness, from lack of confidence to being confident, from thinking that there is no way out to knowing that life is beautiful and life is happening for me. Changing, it is changed. From focusing on problems to focusing on gratitude and things which are working out for me. From thinking life is unfair to me to knowing that life has offered me with multiple gifts and being in gratitude with the same. From focusing on my own and my family's negativity to focusing on my own and my family's positivity. Changing, it is changed. Changing, it is changed. Keeping both your hands on your lap now and taking 3 deep breaths in. Breathing in through the nostril, breathing out through the mouth. In this energy, allowing yourself to feel that where you are sitting, you and that chair, or that sofa, that place, that floor is one now. As if at a molecular level, it has become one and your energy has expanded. And now you expand your energy for the entire room that you are sitting in. You and everything else in the room becomes one. Expanding this energy now to you and the state in which you are living becoming one. Expanding to you and your country becoming one. Expanding that you and the entire earth becomes one. And now you and the entire planets and the system becomes one. And as now you become one with the creator of all that is, of the seventh plane, everything becomes the pearly iridescent white light, the energy of pure love. Everything has only one energy here. This was the point of creation, and this is the point of creation. The first atom ever. And the energy of this atom being pure love, light. Things don't need to get fixed here. It just transforms. Allowing yourself to simply transform into the energy of being and becoming creator of all that is yourself. As you know that you and the divine are not separate, you are one. You are the molecular structure of this, what you perceive as God, the divine self. the creator of all that is. Take a deep breath in and feel that the entire universe vibrating with this pearly iridescent white light. Your entire body, every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule vibrating with pearly iridescent white light. And in this light, allowing the soul's energy to be cleared and cleansed, your energy to be cleared and cleansed, being transformed in the energy of love and light. The traumas is the history and the past. Everything is simply an experience. It is a perception which defined it as a trauma. It was simply a learning experience for the soul. Allowing the divine perspective to integrate your learning from it, raising your frequency to the higher level, and allowing yourself to come from a deep sense of knowingness of how to vibrate with this divine consciousness and creating happiness in every moment, knowing that it is safe and it is possible. You are deserving of it. And being in that state, would you like to know what it feels like to create happiness, to live happily? Through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is, would you like to know what it feels like to understand? Confrontation through Creator's definition and perspective, would you like to know how to forgive yourself and forgive others? How to let go and to move on? Would you like to know how to express and communicate without fighting, without losing your own control? Would you like to know how to attract people communicating to you with peace, without being in fear that people can communicate only through fight? Would you like to know what it feels like to allow the flow of the universe to flow through you, and that it's completely safe and possible? Would you like to know how to be at peace, enjoy life, and to grow, and that it is safe, it is possible? You're deserving of it. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your belief work, for each one's highest and best, and the highest and best possible way for each one now. Say yes to receive these feelings now. Allow yourself to see and connect to your own divine self now. It's all about you, and you. Your soul is in this immense journey of evolving, and it's only and only about a soul's journey and nothing else. Connecting to this expansive, huge, beautiful energy of your soul, as if a powerful, powerful ball of light at the center of your chest, and a huge golden light at the top of your head, the light of your higher self. And both these lights are merging. And in this space, feeling really good. Allowing yourself to taking the charge back of being the co-creator now. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill the feelings into everyone. I know how to be the co-creator. From the Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is. And to operate in my daily life with the same, into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your beliefs. For each one's highest and best, and the highest and best possible way for each one now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes to receive the feelings. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone. And in your mind, as if you're constantly hearing and saying and echoing the word, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Be in this energy of happiness, feeling really, really good about yourself. As in when you feel fine, come back to the room and open your eyes. Check the number which was there where the number has come down. That fear. How's everyone feeling? Put it on the chat. Sukha. Put it on the chat so I can get everyone's answers. Uplifted. How's everyone feeling? Put it on the chat. Very powerful. The Pratiksha from 10, it's gone to 7, which means Pratiksha, a lot of still more work is needed for you. Feeling happy. Great and energized, feeling very happy and great, much better. So majority are feeling like much, much better. For anyone, if it is still then warm and happy, joyful and blissful, it has come down to 0. Which means majority people has it has worked more at peace and feel can handle now. Yeah, we didn't have time to take you for future progression. So yeah, so for I think only one person where I was on 10, it has come on 7. We need to understand what is bothering you there. Probably you can book a session at Cesta with some therapist and should go to your personal memory and get it cleared. That trauma or whatever is helping. So for all of you, thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful week and have a very blissful day. Thank you so much. See you all next Thursday. Thank you.